snapshot of a young Rob Zambrano.
Ooh, is it okay that I go a little dark on this, or does that matter?
Because a lot of the times we don't really go for a guest that, always had the silver spoon, because most of our youth viewers are at-risk youth, and they can relate better to the ups and downs.
All right. Well, I guess I didn't come from the best background. My mom actually had me in Los Angeles County Jail. So I was born in Los Angeles back in the late 80s. And from there, like foster care, stuff like that. My mother, she's my mom, so don't get me wrong what I'm about to say, but she didn't exactly live the best life. So there was a lot of selling her body sometimes, kind of in front of me. My father, I owe a lot to how I am today because of him, but at the same time, he sold drugs for a living. So it was kind of a little tough. Life didn't really get good until probably I was adopted by my aunt, because they were going to give me and my sister up for adoption. My other brothers got adopted by either their other family or they went into the system. But my sister and myself, we went to my dad's side of the family and stayed there for a little while. And then, grew up with my aunt for a couple of years until my dad got out of prison. And then I went to live with my dad once he was out. That was a little tough as well. And as weird as it's going to sound, the military was kind of more of a better place for me than childhood was. So
structure.
Well, not the structure, but I felt safer in the Marines than I did growing up. So it was a little bit better for me there. I enjoyed it. I did some time. I got medically retired and got out back in about 9 years ago. And well, actually, no. Yeah, use this for stuff later on. The downside of that is a lot of stuff doesn't get finished. So there's a lot of things that I've done that you never hear from these people ever again, or it takes 3 or 4 years to finally come out, or they just the easy part's filming. The hard part is actually finishing it. That's the hardest part is post-production. And I got a little tired of just showing up and not getting paid for it. So I got into special effects makeup. And that's where I make most of my money per day.
Special effects makeup. Break that down for our young viewers and our adult viewers alike.
Okay. So the industry, don't be afraid to donate your time. And that means, hey, working as an extra, working as whatever. And then, people don't show up. Hey, can you do this? And they'll see if you can do it real quick. All right, cool. Get in camera. And that's probably the easiest way to do it. But if you really want to search, I wish I knew this, but like I said, my journey, everything kind of fell into place as I went. But if you are looking to get into stuff, depending on where you are in the world, you can go onto like Facebook and look up like acting groups in your area. Castings in just type it in casting calls Atlanta, casting calls New Zealand, casting calls New Mexico, and whatever even in your city, down to your city, and you can put that in and it'll pop up groups. And then every once in a while they'll put a post, hey, looking for 20 extras for a day, whatever, not paid, or $25 or whatever, whatever they can afford, or they will pay you with food, something. And don't be afraid to humble yourself until you don't have to anymore, So get yourself in there, meet some people, have a good time, laugh, do what you're told. That's what you're there to do. And hey, I need you to do this. Well, I think it's like, no. I just need you to do this right now. Once you build that, you can start to build the relationships and you can start going from there. Okay. It doesn't really cost you any money. You yourself are enough. What I mean by that is this, right? Your face is enough, your body's enough, your smile is enough, your voice is enough. Okay. So when people get into like voice work, they want to change their voice and do all kinds of weird stuff. You don't have to. Your natural voice can sell. your natural body can sell, your age can sell. So whatever situation you are, whatever you can present yourself, that can sell. So present it what you got, humble yourself enough to, to limit your creativity for the time being and do what you're told. And then from there, people will keep calling you back. And then once they see that you're dependable, they'll keep calling you back. And eventually, hey, I got this role for you. I think you'd be great at it. Okay. So that is the free way to do things. You can always, buy your way into stuff, but no, because you're
for the average youth that doesn't come from a privileged background, that seems like the way that makes the most sense.
Yeah, you start from the beginning. You humble yourself. You start from, hey, I just need you to walk from here to there. That's all you got to do. Cool. And then you walk from there to there. You don't do anything crazy as you're walking. You just walk. Cool. You put that on a piece of paper. I worked with this person. I did this. All right. Now you got a little bit of experience in your belt. Cool. All right. This next thing comes up. Hey, I need you to come up to the main actor, shake their hand, welcome them, give them a hug, point to your boss, then walk away. Now you little bit more, and you just keep building from there. Okay. That's the freest and easiest way to do it. It's still going to take a little bit of time, but you can act until you can barely speak. You're shriveled and gray. That's the beauty of getting into film, is you can do it from when you're a baby. You can do it all the way to, maybe when you can barely walk, you know what I mean? There's a character for everything. You just got to search for it, and you got to present yourself. And in order to receive luck, you got to put yourself in a position to receive it. Okay.
And a couple more questions for you, Rob. If you had to be a stunt double for, up and coming production, is there a certain actor that's known to play exciting, that's known to be involved in exciting scenes that you would like to be a stunt double
for? Now the way the stunt double works is you got to relatively be close to the height. I'm about 5'10", and you probably got to be the same shade. So my shade isn't very common. So I'll probably have to be someone like Michael Pena or something like that. The guy from Ant-Man, the one that talks really fast. Yeah. So I would have to be his, probably someone like him, or someone similar to how that looks, because I'm relatively dark. You gotta somewhat match. We can change your skin color and all, but that's just extra money for production. So if you sometimes you don't even got to be the same build. You might do a wide shot, which means you might be on a motorcycle driving away, and they just need you to, be relatively the same height. That's what they did with Blade in Blade 3. Most of the movies, not even Wesley Snipes.
Wow!
Yeah,
we did not.
They did the movie where it was him up close. He did all his acting, but anything where he's doing anything, fighting or walking away, that wasn't him. That was his stunt double. So, I mean, the wide shots, you guys can get away with that. So, I mean, if I stood in for Tom Hardy, and they changed the name. It's Capone now, but I went there to be a Cuban gardener, and because I'm kind of the similar height, similar build, hey, can you be a stand-in? So what you do is basically you go in camera like here, and while they're framing it up, because you're similar height, they get the camera ready while he's sitting down, relaxing, drinking, going over lines or whatever. All right, you're good. Then I go sit down. Then he comes in where I was standing, and then they're ready to go. And they pay you like $250 a day just to do that. So
wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of jobs other than that. So I mean, stand-in, you can meet people being a stand-in too. Most of my connections have been from people that I met along the way, like people that you just shake their hand, hey, how you doing? And then they'll recommend you to stuff if someone asks them, hey, yeah, even if you didn't know, you networked with them, and they're like, hey, so and so recommended you. I'm like, oh fuck, I don't remember who that is. And then I meet them again. I'm like, okay, yeah, I remember you now, but yeah, I mean, it's you have to. It's kind of like the advice I give my students. You can be the greatest in their case, welders that there is. You can be the greatest welder there is. But if no one really likes working with you, they're not going to welcome you back. Or they're not going to recommend you for the next job. Okay. Because the last thing you want to do is work with someone 12 hours a day, 15, 16 hours a day. That makes you miserable.
Weighing on you, just draining
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the last thing you want to do. So that's what I try not to do is bring my problems to my students or bring my problems to set. Whatever happened there, I'm still just, you know, when you need me, I'll shake hands, whatever. But last thing you want to do is just sit there. Oh, it's hot. We're all hot. Oh, I'm tired. It's a long day. We're all going through the same thing, man. You don't just try to tell me about you, you know, just talk about something else. But yeah, so that'll be another tip is just have fun, you know.
And we have pretty much, I would say, our most challenging question for our guest. Oftentimes off camera, some of our guests, no matter the profession they're in, they seem to have a similar theme as far as like, you know, growing up, they felt like they would never make it. And then when they get older and do make it, they feel that they were not supposed to make it. You know, they kind of went through that moment where they think back and, you know, they're just amazed at how far they've come. So now, if Rob Zambrano was coming up with a movie or a book about his life story thus far, what would be the title?
Oof. You know, oddly enough, I've given this a little bit of thought, not the title of the name, but what it would be a cross of. It would be if you guys ever read the book, A Child Called It, it's a story about a young man that was like severely abused by his family. It would be a mixture of that. And then also a book called I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell, where this guy was just a complete prankster and clown and just did horrible things just for the sake of it. So it'd be a mix of that. I don't know. That is a really hard question.
This is kind of hard to, you know, put that together, you know, all you've been through, especially, you know, on the spot.
Yeah.
You know, Rob, this interview was much appreciated on his Youth Mentorship podcast. We only want the raw and uncut. There's a million podcasts out there, but not that many podcasts that delve into real life. So, you know, definitely want to thank you for, you know, for your support and the life lessons that you're sharing with our younger viewers. Continued blessings and success, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.
Good one.